This is Saxman News. The Trump campaign is seeking legal action to halt the counting of votes in the county surrounding Las Vegas, Nevada, which is Clark County, claiming that votes from dead people as well as thousands of non-residents have been counted. Adam Laxalt, the former Attorney General of Nevada, told a press conference on Thursday morning that the campaign had received reports of many irregularities across the valley, and they had not been provided with an opportunity by county officials to observe signatures on ballots. He goes on to say they believe there are dead voters that have been counted, as well as people who have moved out of the county during the pandemic. Now, Nevada law stipulates a resident must be there 30 days before the election in order for their vote to count. And the Trump campaign said it also filed a lawsuit Wednesday in Pennsylvania, laying the groundwork for contesting the outcome in undecided battleground states. The suit in Pennsylvania is demanding better access for campaign observers to locations where ballots are being processed and counted. The campaign is also seeking to intervene in a case at the Supreme Court that deals with whether ballots received up to 3 days after the election can be counted. And today, a state court judge in Michigan dismissed a lawsuit brought by the Trump administration that asked for an immediate halt to the vote counting until its representatives had meaningful access to ballot counting and adjudication. Judge Cynthia Stevens was highly skeptical throughout a virtual hearing on Thursday about the lack of admissible evidence in the case and whether the campaign had sued the right party, which is Michigan's Secretary of State, Benson. Well, 2 people were shot and a third charged with crossing a crime scene barricade early Sunday morning at a private strip club on Britton Road in Akron. The incident adds to an emerging pattern of violence since the establishment reopened a month ago, Akron police said. Aside from the weekend shooting, a man has been stabbed in the neck, a woman reported her possessions stolen from a car, and another woman was beaten in the face, allegedly by a bouncer. Police said the disturbance outside Jones, Ohio Gentlemen's Club led to the latest shooting, which happened in or near the parking lot of the bar and strip club. In this latest incident, 2 people, a 24-year-old male and a 27-year-old female, were taken to Akron Summa Hospital, where they are expected to fully recover. Also in Akron, 12 illegal firearms were recovered during traffic stops on October 30th, according to the police department. Members of the Akron Police Department's Anti-Violence Bureau, patrol officers from the neighborhood response team, conducted traffic stops on 3 vehicles throughout Akron. During the stops, police recovered 12 illegal firearms, with many of the weapons having extended magazines. Police also recovered an undetermined amount of marijuana and 7 open containers. At least 14 people were arrested or detained, including 4 juveniles, for various weapon-related offenses. Some of the charges included carrying concealed weapons, weapons under disability, improperly handling firearms in a motor vehicle, and possessions of drugs and misrepresenting identity. Well, Cleveland Browns GM Andrew Berry is dumping cold water on the same old hot topic. Days after wideout Odell Beckham suffered a torn ACL in the Browns' Week 7 win over the Bengals, his future with the team was once again being debated by NFL pundits. NFL Network reported Sunday morning that there is a very real possibility that Odell Beckham Jr. has played his final game with the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland GM says, "I feel like this is a question I've literally addressed every week since I took my job, so I really don't see a point to answering the question. Odell Beckham will be back as soon as he is fully healthy." And also in Cleveland Indians news, they're looking to trade shortstop Francisco Lindor. That's right, they're shopping him around, according to the cash-strapped Cleveland Indians. Cleveland tried to shop Lindor last winter and were in serious negotiations with the LA Dodgers in a deal that would involve shortstop Corey Seager, but decided to hang on to him when the Dodgers declined to increase their offer. Francisco Lindor is due $21 million this year and will become a free agent after the end of the season. Well, Ford is recalling more than 375,000 Explorer SUVs in the U.S. and Canada to fix a suspension problem that has caused 13 crashes. The recall covers SUVs from the 2013 through 2017 model years built at Ford's Chicago assembly plant throughout 2012 through early 2017. They were sold or registered in 22 states and 6 Canadian provinces where salt is used to clear roads during the winter. And the person suspected of shooting and killing Surface actor Eddie Hassel has been arrested in Texas. The Grand Prairie Police Department says its U.S. Marshals Service and Texas North Fugitive Task Force arrested 18-year-old DeJohn Antone. He's currently being held in the Grand Prairie Detention Center with a bond set at $500,000. Cops said Antone allegedly shot and killed the actor in a random robbery outside his girlfriend's house. last Sunday. This has been Saxman News. I'm David Warner.
I'm Russaw. I am a former Navy and Iraq veteran and the former top law enforcement officer of this state. I care deeply about both the rule of law and voter integrity, like the rest of Nevadans and Americans. And we warned for the last few weeks that we could end up in a situation where Nevada decides the fate of the presidency. We warned that the Democrats changed this election system. They gave us mail-in ballots, and despite the fact that there are examples of thousands of ballots being mailed across this valley in trash cans in apartment buildings, people getting as many as 18 ballots to their homes, we knew these rolls were unclean, and we were told that signatures would save us from all fraud. But to date, we still have not been able to observe these signatures or meaningfully challenge a single mail-in ballot out of hundreds of thousands of casts. We firmly believe that there are many voters in this group of mail-in people that are not proper voters. In the last many days, we have received reports of many irregularities across the valley. We believe that there are dead voters that have been counted. We are also confident that there are thousands of people whose votes have been counted that have moved out of Clark County during the pandemic. Today, we have a voter, Jill Stokey, who was denied access to vote. She showed up to vote, and she was told someone had already cast her ballot, and she was denied the opportunity to vote. We are filing in federal district court here in Las Vegas. We're asking for emergency relief, a TRO, and injunctive relief. We're asking the judge due to all of these irregularities, to stop the counting of improper votes. Thank you.
The courts in Nevada.
Can you wait?
Yeah, you got it.
Look, the reality is that transparency is not political. Ballots are not automatically legal votes until they're checked. We are not being allowed to check. The Harry Reid machine recklessly threw ballots into the mail, and now we cannot check whether or not there are non-residents, which we have evidence, publicly available evidence, that you all in the media should be also looking at. It's publicly available information that non-residents have voted. There is a 30-day residency requirement in the state of Nevada. If you haven't been in the state for 30 days, it is illegal to vote. Reporters have a responsibility. The fact is, we are filing this federal lawsuit to protect legal voters. It is unacceptable in this country to have illegal votes counted. And that is what's happening in the state of Nevada. We've asked Clark County for answers. They have no answers. They continue to count illegal votes. That is unacceptable, and it's giving legal people a sense that the system is corrupt. We have to have a system where legal votes are cast. What the Harry Reid machine has done is throw out recklessly ballots, and now they don't want us to check those ballots and we are seeing discrepancies all over. We are asking Clark County to give us answers. All of your questions about the details are legitimate questions, and they should be asked of Clark County, because the Clark County officials are silent. They are not giving us any answers, and they continue to count these illegal votes. Ballots versus legal votes. That's what we're talking about. It is unacceptable in this country.
The presidency is literally in the breach.
Listen, you're here to take in information, okay? We'll do your job. It's pretty easy. Do it.
Thank you all for turning out. Thank you all for turning out. The presidency literally hangs in the balance. And what the fundamental principle is here is that we want to be able to make sure that the counting that occurs and that the results that happen can be respected by every American voter across this land and truly across the world. If you're not allowed in to see the process, both sides and all of you in the media, so that there is transparency, so that there's meaningful observing of these ballots, that calls into question what those results will be. The idea in this country, the idea in America, that we would somehow reduce or limit the ability to have basic insurance that a ballot is a legal ballot, that a ballot is an acceptable ballot, that the person who voted, that we took minimal steps to make sure that there was a signature match, for instance. Those types of guarantees need to be in the process. And so we have to understand that what's going on in Nevada impacts what's going on all across this country, which is the American people want to have confidence in the results that are coming out of Nevada. That will occur when we can make a case why every ballot is an acceptable, compliant ballot.
Let me. Do you want to introduce these two, or we can have them introduce themselves? These are individuals who have stories of discrepancy. If you want to state your name and briefly what happened,
Okay.
and we won't take any questions, but you can step up and go right
Okay,
there.
thank you. Hi, my name is Jill Stokey. I went to vote. It was told I already voted. I pursued the matter, and in years past, I always voted in person. This time, they mailed out the ballot, and somebody took my ballot. They also took the ballot of my roommate. I was told by the interviewer from Channel 8, when I said, did other people do this? He said, yes. He said, you're the first double. Thank you.
Ms. Stokey, will you spell your name for us, please?
S is in Sam, T is in Tom, O-K-K-E.
Good morning. I'm Chris Padone. I'm going to give my account what happened. I was here, actually been here for quite a bit, and was here with members of the Trump campaign and came in a media capacity to obtain content information on election night, and unfortunately was stereotyped in that regard. And you can take for that what you may, and was not able to obtain any type of access by any means, and got a little bit, I guess you can say assertive or aggressive is the word, so to speak. And the question was asked at 1:30 in the morning, why are you here? And our response was, well, it's election night. That's why we're here, and you guys are obviously counting ballots. And it was unique because they said they had an hour and a half left of counting to do, and an official came out who was kind and asked us to sign documents, and a few moments later we were asked to leave. Well, I find it ironic we were asked to leave within 10 to 12 minutes when they said they had an hour and a half of counting left to do. And clearly that was an attack, I think, on any type of conservative media or any individual or entity that wanted to have access and cover. And we find it very unique that other outlets are able to have full access, but we were not given any type of access whatsoever. And they questioned the validity of my background, or any type of media, any type of experience whatsoever. So that was my personal account, and that's it.
What media were you representing, Chris?
Let me just say this. All of your questions are very good, and they should be asked of Clark County. We don't have access to the information. They are not giving us access to the ballots. The publicly available information raises a lot of questions, and yet we are not getting answers just like you. We're not going to take any more questions today, and I will say that we will have more to say at the end of the day after we file.
Any evidence, sir?
So all you have to do is ask your questions of Clark County,
But they're not filing
and we
suit,
will
you're
make
filing
sure
suit.
that we
Where is
continue the
evidence?
pressure on them too.
Are
Thank you
there
very much.
sacks of votes? You talked about the president said there are sacks of
We
votes.
want Trump. We want Trump. We want Trump.
We're here in the city that's really the birthplace of our democracy. And this is among one of the most anti-democratic things I've ever seen or encountered. And it's not just here in Philadelphia. This is going on all over the country. We have filed a lawsuit. The lawsuit actually required that when these mail-in ballots that you know are highly suspicious anyway, this form of balloting has always been considered the most prone to fraud. That's according to the New York Times when it didn't apply to candidate President Trump. Well, we were supposed to be allowed by law to observe the counting of the ballots. Now, observe means to any intelligent person being able to look at it. The way it's interpreted by the Democrat crooked machine of Philadelphia is that the observers can be 20 or 30 feet away, never able to see the ballot itself, never able to see if it was properly postmarked, properly addressed, properly signed on the outside. All the things that often lead to disqualification of ballots or make it very easy to dump 50,000 totally fraudulent ballots because they're not observed. This went on for 20 hours. While all of you thought there was some kind of legitimate count going on here in Philadelphia, it was totally illegitimate. So we went back to court, and we went before a Democrat judge. No need to tell you what the result in Philadelphia is if you're before a Democrat judge. Obviously a political hack who doesn't know the meaning of the word observe. Observe means to be able to look. Not a single Republican has been able to look at any one of these mail ballots. They could be from Mars as far as we're concerned, or they could be from the Democratic National Committee. Joe Biden could have voted 50 times as far as we know, or 5,000 times. The ballots could be from Camden. Philadelphia, unfortunately, and I would say this about my own city, has a reputation for voter fraud. You have a reputation for dead people voting, and we're going to go look at just how many dead people voted here. I didn't think we'd have to do that, but we will. And you have a reputation for people being bussed in from Camden voting here. Wouldn't be the first time that happened. But this goes way beyond any of that. And let me also add that this isn't happening just here. We have exactly the same lawsuit in Wisconsin, where exactly the same thing happened. Except in Wisconsin, mysteriously at 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning, about 120,000 ballots appeared. Oh, here come these ballots. Well, we have no idea if they really are ballots. We have no idea if they're signed, if they're postmarked properly, if it isn't just the same person who submitted 100,000 ballots and they all got counted. This is the way they intend to win. Now I'm informed by former Congressman Sweeney, who's been going around the country and collecting this information, that similar situation in Arizona, similar situation in Nevada, and a similar situation, what am I missing, John? Where are you? In Michigan, in Detroit, Michigan. Again, let me be specific what it is. This whole new thing that never happened before in our country, these mail-in ballots, which has been a cause of real concern for everyone because they can easily be fraudulent. Well, one of the things that the law attaches to that is the right for both parties to observe the ballot, the way we do with absentee ballots. You make certain it's properly signed. On the outside, there's a signature. You make sure that it's properly postmarked. You make sure that it's properly addressed, and then you pass on it. A number of these are often challenged by the Democrat representative or the Republican representative. We never got a chance to look at a single one of them. The gentleman here who did this for us says about 100,000 ballots went through that process in the 20 plus hours in which they wasted his time by not allowing him to see a single ballot. Well, that's 120,000 ballots that should just be taken out of the count. So you want to look at that number, that 120,000 should come out. And this is an area in which Biden is getting 60, 70% of the vote. I don't know if this is going on any other place, but it is going on in enough frequency in Wisconsin that we've brought suit, and now we'll have to look into 3 other places. What it says to me is this is a concerted effort of the crooks that run the Democrat Party. And you know these big city machines are crooked. You know that. 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 100 years of one-party rule leads to corruption of all kinds. Voter fraud is one of the biggest because that's how you keep your power. But we're not going to let them get away with it. They're not going to steal this election. This election gets decided by the people. These people, the elite, they don't care about the people. The people are the deplorables, the chumps. They're not important. To President Trump, he's the whole reason that he ran for office. And he's the whole reason for which he's carrying on this campaign. So that your vote can mean something. So that your vote doesn't get wiped out by 100,000 fraudulent, meaningless paper ballots that no one gets to observe. So we are going to continue the lawsuit here. We're going to bring a second one. And then we're going to bring a federal lawsuit. And we're going to take a very good look at whether we bring this nationally. We certainly are going to bring it here and in Wisconsin. Quite possibly, we'll do a national lawsuit and really expose the corruption of the Democrat Party. But this is beyond anything I've ever seen before. This comes when you think you have so much power and you own the media that you can do anything you want. Well, sorry. We're going to fight for the people. We're going to vindicate their right. And the ultimate result is President Trump has won Pennsylvania. I've never heard of a count where you're ahead by 400,000 with 80+% counted, and they haven't called it for you yet. They called California the moment the polls closed. How many votes do you have to be ahead to win, for a Republican to win here? How many votes do we have to be ahead? 400,000 is not enough? With 80+% counted, I think there's only 14% of the vote to go. Do you think we're stupid? You think we're fools? You know something? The Democrats do think you're stupid, and they do think you're fools, and that's why you get called deplorable and chumps. It's over. We're going to stick with this. We're going to win this election. We've actually won it. Just a matter of counting the votes fairly. So I'd like to ask the former Attorney General of Florida, Pam Bondi, to explain what's been going on at the polling places, which is just as dastardly and just as criminal.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Diego, nice to see you again.
Hello, doctor.
You here for your annual checkup?
Yes.
Good, good. Before we get started, how's everything been?
I'm still married, so pretty shitty.
Oh, you know what they say. Secret to a happy marriage remains a secret.
Oh, that doesn't help me at all.
Do you smoke?
No,
You sure?
no.
You're not sure.
I mean, I occasionally have like a cigarette or like a joint or crack.
It's a yes or no question, Diego.
Okay, yes.
Do you drink?
No.
Are you sure?
I mean, like casually, like at a party or a wedding or something like that. Or like my house, alone, every night.
What do you drink?
Just like a glass of wine at dinner,
Okay, that's healthy.
and then a shot of tequila,
Okay.
and then another shot, and then a few more, and then some more, and then I usually pass out. Then I wake up and I take a few more.
So the answer is yes.
Yeah, I drink.
Do you take any drugs?
No.
Are you sure?
I mean, like, occasionally I'll smoke a little weed here and there. Like, I'll do a little blow at a party, some shrooms, nothing crazy.
Yes or no?
Yes, I take drugs.
Any prescription pills or over-the-counter medicine?
No.
You sure?
I mean, I take like Advil, Motrin, Tylenol, stuff like that.
How often?
Every time my wife talks to me.
Why?
Because I know it's gonna give me a headache.
So the answer is yes.
Yes.
Diego, are you a stressed person?
Me? No, not at all.
How's your wife?
Okay, I'm stressed.
You engaging in sexual activity?
No.
You sure?
I mean, like, occasionally, like, on our anniversary, stuff like that.
And this activity is with your wife? Well, whoever you're having sex with, are you using protection?
I don't like guns.
I mean a condom.
Oh, yes.
Are you sure?
I mean, there are exceptions.
How many exceptions?
I can't remember.
Why can't you remember?
Because I drink.
Why do you drink?
Because I'm stressed.
And what do you do when you're stressed?
Prescription drugs.
And what causes the stress?
My life.
Well, Diego, if it isn't obvious already, I'd say the source of the problem is pretty apparent.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
Obviously, the biggest problem in your life is...
That I don't drink enough.
What?
What?
Greetings! I am Ahmed, the dead journalist, and welcome to another edition of as Crap Election News. I am currently at an undisclosed location in one of the big cities in the United States where peaceful demonstrations are now taking place. Very peaceful. Pay no attention to the peaceful explosions all around me. Holy crap, it's just celebrations of peace. I think I was safer as a suicide bomber. Okay, moving on. Today, I have the honor of hosting a debate for the upcoming presidential election between two gentlemen we all know very well. First, the winner of the 2016 election, the outspoken and sometimes, what the f*** did he just tweet? President of the United States, Donald Trump. And his opponent, the most questionable presidential candidate in the history of this country, mainly because he lives in the basement and we're fairly certain his wife has him on a shock collar to keep him from saying random crazy stuff. Please welcome the former Vice President, Ben Hayden.
Where the hell's a teleprompter? I can't see it with these damn glasses on. How can I give good answers if I can't read them? Oh, hey, who turned on the lights?
Greetings, gentlemen. Hello again, Ahmed.
Oh, Ahmed, look at you. You want to fight? I'm ready. There's no woodshed down here, but I'll take you behind it, Jack. Squirrel!
What? Gentlemen, let's start right away with some questions.
He's lying. Every question Hayden has answered so far has been a lie.
There have not been any questions yet.
I knew that. You know, cheerleaders are more fun to watch than the actual football game. But Jill says, no huggy, touchy, squeezy. But I say, it's okay if you're sure there are no cameras around.
As you both know, the pandemic has been devastating to this country and to the world.
Pandemic starts with a P. See? I got my facilities, faculties. I got my faculties, you know, like teachers. Teachers, like when they write on a chalkboard and their arms jiggle underneath, makes me feel kind of...
Mr. President.
Yes?
You're not the president.
Yes, I am. No, you're not. Hey, you still hosting Wheel of Fortune? Jill and I love you. Oh, and that Vanna White. I'd buy her, Val.
President Grump, what will you do to prevent any future pandemics?
That's easy. No more testing. None at all. See? No test means no one is sick. The fantastic American public will vote for it. Trust me. Plus, all these terrible viruses come from China. I plan to charge China an import tax on each case of COVID. And then I'll build a wall on our border with China.
Mr. President, there is no border between the U.S. and China.
Yes, there is.
No, there isn't.
Well, there will be, and Mexico will pay for it.
What? Why?
Because they still owe us for the other one. Did I ever tell you about the time I got a fortune cookie that said made in China? At least that's what the little piece of paper said. Only it was a sticker, and it was on my cell phone case. No cookie, just the fortune.
True story. That was a sticker on your phone case that said, made in China. Yep. If we had that wall on the China border, no more fake fortune cookies phone cases. I'm gonna make that an executive order law. Listen here, bub, you're done building walls. I remember when I told Gorbachev to tear down that wall. Best speech I ever made. Jill said that speech made her horny. Whoa. Oh, that was a good one. You know, you better hope that China never buys the United States, because if they do, then the abbreviation for Virginia would be the...
Don't say it.
China.
He said it.
Yeah, Virginia. Did I ever tell you about the time I went to China? I went there with Hillary. Hillary loves China. That's gotta hurt. Did I ever tell you about the time when I was fighting in the Korean War? I was stationed in Kimchi. Those guys used deadly force on me 72 times. One for every state. And every time, I took them behind the woodshed. I stripped down naked and I said, "Come get me, Kimchi guys, you bitch." What?
Watch over 6,000 live television channels for $23.95 per month with Vision Telly Live TV. What?
Does anyone here really think I'm the crazy one? Mr. Hayden, do black lives matter? You mean in general or when picking a running mate? Both answers are yes. Mr. Hayden, how do you pronounce Senator Harris's first name? Ha! You can't trick me. I know there's no such person as Senator Harris. Never heard of him. She's your running mate. You said mate. Chicka-wow-wow. President Grump, what do you have to say about rioters in Portland being grabbed and thrown into unmarked vans? Where'd they grab them? Portland. Oh, not the P word I was thinking of. Carmella. It's Carmella. We have moved on, Mr. Vice President. Sorry, Alec. For 500, who is Carmella Harrison? I'm sorry, Mr. Vice President. It's Kamala. You dimwits. It's commie law, as in communist law, which is what we're gonna have if she becomes vice president, and then president when this guy can't remember his last name. Or as I sometimes call her, Sweet Cheeks. Time for a pop quiz. What does Antifa stand for? I take it for incontinence. Antifa, that's the island where commie law is from. In the light of current civil unrest, how will you handle Antifa? I can't handle Antifa. I'm not supposed to touch any more women at all, except Jill. Jill said that anytime I can touch her Antifa. I kind of want one of those things. President Grump, what has the current administration done correctly in regard to the COVID pandemic? It's gone. I tweeted it away. It's not gone. Yes, it is, and baseball is back. You're welcome, America. Mr. Vice President, what would you have done differently in regard to COVID? When is this debate going to start? I'm itching for a fight. You know, sometimes I just itch. When do you predict the COVID pandemic will be over with? Tuesday? Holy crap, this country is toast. Oh, how would you prevent future pandemics? To you, Mr. Hayden. Thanks, Oxnard. It's Ahmed. Ahmed. Hey, you know that show where that kid went, Dynamite? You should do that. Then blow something up. What are you talking about? I just want to go on record saying there is no pandemic. This is a hoax. It's just bad sushi from China. It's bad China sushi. Why do you think the Chinese have all these sushi restaurants? Sushi is Japanese. You, my friend, are a racist. See that? That's how you do it. You call them a racist and they got nowhere to go. We need better masks that can prevent germs, but at the same time can still allow you to sniff a pretty girl's hair from behind. What is happening? Sorry, I hope Jill didn't hear that one. Jill is my wife. You know, she looks just like my sister. I get them mixed up sometimes. It's actually kind of hot. Whoa,
That was a big one. Well, you're lucky I'm not going to remember this. I'm starting to kind of like this guy. Next question. How can you help prevent a peaceful protest from turning violent? That's an easy one. Just send in the military and start shooting. I got that from General Patton. He was our second best president. Another question. Do you think mail-in voting can be fraudulent? Of course. Anyone can fill out a vote by mail, including all the illegals that work in my hotels. We need to delay the election until we fix that problem. If you don't believe me, just ask my BFF, Putin. I already mailed in my votes, whole box of them. It's gonna be a landslide for Perot. Yeehaw! Perot's running again? Mr. President, how will you handle foreign policy? I say you grab it. You grab it by the policy. Do either of you think you're too old for the job of president? I'm still young at heart and hair. Seriously, I still act young, some say like a baby. And I still got all my male hormones. I mean, I know how hot my daughter is. We all do. Am I right? Can you repeat the question in my good ear? Never mind. Next question. How will you help those who lost their jobs in businesses during COVID? You mean all the folks I fired from the White House? You know, when I was a kid, me and Cream Corn used to have a paper route. The lesson there is you gotta pull yourself up by your bootstraps and get back on that horse. If elected, I will make sure every American has bootstraps and a whore. He meant horse. Darn. Hey, Bub, did you know that the donut is the state bird of Manhattan? Do you have a plan to ensure that all Americans can afford health care? No, but I'm pushing for longer CVS receipts. The 3-foot-long ones are okay, but I'm saying 6 feet will get me reelected. What are you talking about? Well, you may not get any money off your prescriptions, but you'll get a buy one, get one free on corn nuts. If anyone messes with my Medicare, I will put a boot in their ass. Did I ever tell you about the time I killed a man with my dentures? Sunshine in one hand and dentures in the other. Hoya! What the hell is he talking? This country is very divided. How will you bring all Americans together? By keeping everyone separate. Mr. Vice President? Duct tape, that holds everything together. He's losing it. And by the way, I did not pick Kamala because she's black. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. I picked her because she was the most qualified candidate. No, you didn't. I picked her because she's a woman. There you go. Black and a woman. What? When I was a young boy, growing up in Scottsdale, Scranton. You grew up in Scranton. Scranton? You sure? Sounds like something you take medicine for to get rid of. Hey, Frank, you don't look so good. Yeah, you know that woman I was going out with? She gave me Scranton. And boy, does it itch. Holy crap. But when I was a young boy, I used to say, I want to be a strong black woman. Black man. Black child. Young black child with a taste for Mexican food. Unicorn. I want to be a damn unicorn. You guys are nuts. Seriously, after seeing all of this, what idiot would want to be president? I'm your Huckleberry. There's one of my voters. Thanks for joining us, everyone. America, you're screwed.
Give me all your money.
Whoa. Relax, bro. I don't have any cash on me.
What? Why not?
Cause I'm not 12 years old.
Okay, just PayPal me then.
Okay. 1 sec. Shit, I don't know my password.
How the fuck do you not know your password?
Because, bro, my wife is crazy and she like goes through all my shit, so I changed all my passwords. It's a long story, alright?
Alright, do you have Venmo?
Okay, 1 sec. Shit, I don't remember that one either.
What about the Cash App?
Nope, can't remember the email.
Screw this. Let's go to an ATM.
I don't remember my PIN number.
What's wrong with your memory, bro?
Well, I drink a lot of tequila, bro.
I guess we gotta reset your passwords.
Okay, how do I do that?
Okay, go to forgot password. It should have sent you an email.
Okay.
What's your email?
My wife gives me major anxiety and depression, and it's probably the reason why I drink so much.
@gmail.com.
And your password?
Shit.
Your password is shit?
No, like shit, I forgot.
You don't even know your email password?
Try tequila123.
That's not it.
Try tequila _ delicious 123.
Not it.
Try tequila _ delicious _ for real 123.
All right, we're in.
I knew it.
All right, we're gonna change all your passwords to something new.
Okay, cool.
What do you want it to be?
Tequila.
You can't make it so obvious, man.
It's gotta be something I can remember though, you know? And I never forget tequila. Unless I drink too much tequila, then I forget everything.
What's your wife's name?
Oh, relax. Why are we bringing her into this?
It's gotta be something other than tequila. What's your favorite word?
Tequila.
No shit. What's your favorite food?
Frozen tequila.
What's your favorite color?
What color is tequila?
What's your favorite song?
I really like that song that goes, what's that one called?
Okay, what about your favorite movie?
Oh, I just saw this really, really good Netflix documentary about tequila.
Let's just make it tequila spelled backwards. Cool?
Okay, yeah. That's not confusing at all.
And you're all set.
Ready?
Yep, all your passwords are updated.
You mean Netflix?
Yep.
Disney Plus?
Yep.
Pornhub?
Yep.
You sure about the Pornhub one? Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Can I steal your money now?
Yeah, sure. Should we go outside? Make it dramatic?
Yep.
Cool. Wait, you said you updated Pornhub, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. You're sure, right?
Give me all your money.
Whoa, calm down.
Hurry up.
Okay, is PayPal okay?
Yes.
$50 cool?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, cool. 1 sec. And sent. Did you get it?
Shit.
What?
I don't remember my password.
Well, that's the show. I hope you enjoyed it, especially the comedy skits that I put up. But you gotta think about what's going on in the world right now. We got a lot of fake shit going on. I know a lot of you might not agree, but you gotta stop and think about it. If it's going on now, and they get away with it, how many more times would they do this? You gotta stop and think about it. I'm just saying, it's not always what you think it is. It's always something thrown in. Hold on, let me get this up a little bit. All right. So it's always more to it than what you think. And I know a lot of you black sheep are thinking that the Republicans are crying, but the Democrats did this before. This is the first time they did this. So if you want your candidate to win, who's calling me? I don't want to talk. I'm talking to you right now. If you want your candidate to win, let it be fair. Whether it's the Republicans or the Democrats, let it be fair. Let it be a fair election. That's all I'm saying. I like Trump. If Trump he lose fair and square, I'm okay with that. All right? If Biden lose and Trump wins and it's counted correctly, I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with cheating and fraudulent. Voter ID used to be the thing. Now it's mail-in voters. I mailed in mine, my mom mailed in hers. Hopefully ours got counted. But it's a possibility that it didn't get counted. So I'm just saying, it ain't fair. It ain't fair what's going on. And I hope that Trump wins the election. I hope that he wins the lawsuit. Pay attention to what's going on out here, y'all. I'm praying that they don't go rioting, going crazy, and make us have to work hard. I'm hoping that don't happen. But you got to stop and think about it. So just pay attention to what's going on. All right? like my show, like my videos, share my videos, subscribe to the Saxman Russaw Show and Saxman Russaw on Duty. Support your boy. Understand that I care about everybody. That's why I put these videos up so you can understand what's going on. So tune in tomorrow. I have some more for you, okay? Stay tuned. Sax love you.